Howdy, Ando here from Happy Life Martial Arts. I just drove to the park to pretend that I sit under trees and read books. I don't. Now, if you saw my video about Bruce Lee, you know I'm a big fan of the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. Today I want to talk about another one of my favorite martial arts books, The Book of Five Rings by the legendary samurai Miyamoto Musashi. No joke, I've got like 4 translations here. Now, even though Musashi's been dead for over 350 years, reading this book still feels like you're taking a private lesson, maybe the greatest private lesson you could ever have. Coming up, I'll tell you why. Too many bugs and birds out there. Okay, the first reason I love this book is because it's very personal. Musashi starts off by basically saying, "It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm 60 years old. I've been fighting my whole life and I've learned a lot. I just climbed this mountain and found a cave so I can be alone and write this stuff down once and for all." How cool is that? The fact that Musashi died a few weeks after writing those words only makes them more poignant and powerful. I'm truly amazed at how his words have lived on, transcending time, distance, language, and culture to inspire students that he would never meet. Like me. I only wish he had made a video. The second reason I love this book, and maybe it's because I'm a little stupid, is that it's short. No poems, no mumbo jumbo. He gets right to the point. Musashi's writing style tells you everything you need to know about his fighting style. It's direct and honest. And in that spirit, that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, the third and most important reason that I love the Book of Five Rings is the advice itself. You would swear that Musashi was writing this today. He criticizes commercial schools, fancy moves, and so-called secret techniques. Now keep in mind, he's not writing this like a troll in the YouTube comment section. He's writing this on scrolls in a cave 350 years ago. Now, putting all that aside, perhaps the greatest lesson I took away from the book is this. Advice is meaningless without practice. Musashi tells the reader over and over, it is impossible to write about this in detail. You must train constantly. You must research this well. You must study hard. So cool. Even though Musashi is giving advice, he understands the limitations of giving advice. He knows that gaining your own experience is the key to wisdom, not reading about his experience. To drive that point home, Musashi also wrote, "I practice many arts and abilities, all things with no teacher." All things with no teacher. Musashi presents himself as a self-made man. He tells us that he wasn't influenced by religion or any martial arts writings. Instead, he only gives credit to 2 teachers, experience and reflection. Musashi wrote that it wasn't until the age of 30 that he stopped to reflect on how he'd been so successful in all of those battles. It took him another 20 years to figure it all out. Of course, as a teacher, I believe in sharing information and offering advice. But as we discussed in podcast number 74, Inspiration and Motivation, if you're not willing to practice and do the work, well, it doesn't matter if you've seen the deadliest techniques known to humankind. That information is worthless. If anything, it works against you because you judge yourself based on what you know instead of what you can do. And that, my friend, is always trouble. So, whatever journey you're on, if you find yourself needing a little inspiration, or maybe a little guidance on how to, as Musashi would say, polish your particular way, then I highly recommend that you step into the cave, pull up a rock, and join Musashi by the fire. It might just be the greatest private lesson you'll ever have. If you like this video, thanks for giving it a thumbs up and sharing with a friend. Until next time, maybe turn off the videos and go practice a little more. And keep fighting for a happy life.